Yo, ho, dumb off.
Oh, man.
A very coveted episode of the AFC East Roundtable, the final edition of the 2020 season. We're wrapping it up. Maybe we might come back once free agency's cooled down, the draft for sure. But this is essentially the last episode. So, I mean, savor it. Guys, I'm your host, Dan Mitchell. And we actually have a squad with us today. Hold on real fast. I do this every single stream.
I hate when that happens.
And so we're going to go around the table. We're going to have everybody introduce themselves, starting off to my right, Master at Work. What's good, my guy?
That's all I got to say. That's all I got. Oh, before, let me just do my intro. Go ahead, Dan. Play my 15-second clip, man.
Oh, yeah. He brought us a project. Let's see this.
I want to say congratulations to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans. Congratulations, Real Talk Perez. You will see a Super Bowl within the next 2 years. As a matter of fact, you're going to be the first team in NFL history to win a Super Bowl at home. So congratulations to all the Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans out there. I know a lot of you aren't really too happy about it, but you will learn to appreciate Tom Brady the way that Patriots fans have appreciated Tom Brady for the past 20 years.
I called it. I called my shot on March 20th when Brady first signed with Tampa Bay. That's my introduction. Next.
Nice. Always a rousing introduction. TD, what's good, buddy?
TD fans talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. I told y'all Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes were just as trash as each other could ever be. And Patrick Mahomes got to show us, and we'll get into this, but he got to show us why Tua was actually better than him. Didn't even get a touchdown. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my God. Well, and so it wouldn't be a TD intro unless he trashed Josh Allen at least a little bit. So, I mean.
Rightfully so. Rightfully so.
Well, obviously, we'll get into that every episode. We always argue about Josh Allen. We'll get to that later. Richie, my guy, smiling Richie. I like that.
100%. What is going on, everybody? You already know who it is. It's Richie from Jets Media. We're going to see a different energy from me on this AFC East Roundtable all throughout the offseason, and especially on my channel for Jets Media. Everybody is 0-0. The Jets have a brand new energy brewing in the building with our brand new coaching staff. And the free agency and the draft is going to be very, very fun for the New York Jets. And I'm very excited to finally have some hope. That I cannot talk any smack right now because I don't even know who my quarterback is going to be. But I'm excited to really just get into the offseason because the Jets have every single aspect and every single asset in order to really turn this around. And let's go, baby. I'm excited to talk to you fellas before we take a little break.
Nice. And the man of the hour, Mike, who is only here to eat crow per request from Master at Work. What's going on?
All right, what's going on, guys? Michael Darcy from KC Sports Report here. I'm a depressed Chiefs fan, but man of my word as well. So I will gladly crow. Well, not gladly crow, but I will. And while I crow, I'll look at my Super Bowl championship flag that hangs behind me because I kind of had to look at that. But it's been better to be a Chiefs fan in the last few years than it has been normally, but not a great last couple of days.
Yeah.
Already living in the past.
Already living in the past, man. Look at that.
So Dan, please let me start. I gotta say what I gotta say.
Yeah. Okay, Tyson, go on ahead, and then we'll go around the table and just give our thoughts about the game.
Okay. I'm gonna give my soliloquy about Patrick Mahomes real quick. Okay. Patrick Mahomes, that Patty Mahomo, in the Super Bowl, has a 57.1 completion percentage, the worst in NFL history. 6.1 pass attempts in 2 Super Bowls, the worst in NFL history. His pass to interception ratio is 2 touchdowns and 4 interceptions in 2 Super Bowls, the worst in Super Bowl history. He had the worst passer rating in his first Super Bowl by Super Bowl MVP in NFL history. He had the worst passer rating in the history of the Super Bowl by losing Super Bowl, even worse than Rex Grossman in Super Bowl history. Now, all I heard was the excuse leading up to this game. Chiefs fans didn't want to admit it. They didn't even they said it was going to be issue, but it wouldn't matter that he was missing his 2 offensive linemen. So now after the game, they're using that as an excuse as to the why he performed the way he was. I was also told that Patrick Mahomes makes his receivers better. That even without Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill, you take them out the game, he's still one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. The Buccaneers played a cover 2. Credit to Todd Bowles, Richie's ex-coach, played a cover 2 the entire game. And they took away Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill. Patrick Mahomes was trash. He had 70 yards in the first half. And as far as the Chiefs go, I heard that you guys were supposed to be this great dynasty. This was your argument to not surpass Brady, but Mahomes. This was his legacy game. He will never in the future, no matter how many Super Bowls he wins, MVPs, no matter how many meaningless stats he puts up, because everyone wants to talk about he ran for like 450 yards, meaningless stats in the Super Bowl, just running around. When does that even become a stat? He will never surpass Tom Brady, the GOAT. It's over with. Debate is over. He lost to Brady. He's 0-2 versus Brady. 6-2 in the postseason, 2 losses against Tom Brady. And as far as the Chiefs go, I told you this was going to happen. I told you they were the most arrogant, most cocky fan base in the history of the league that hasn't accomplished anything. They thought they were going to beat the Patriots. Tyreek Hill and all those players over there ran their mouths last season. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6. Oh, that's right. Tom Brady just got his 7th ring. And as far as the Chiefs go, listen, it's done. Tom Brady killed the greatest show on turf, and Kurt Warner. They never won another Super Bowl. Legion of Boom, they went back-to-back Super Bowls. Once they lost, they've never been the same since. Hell, they even never won a playoff game since. They're dead. Tom Brady is a dynasty killer, 7-time champion, and let me just say this. He came from this division. This division, everyone has been railing against the AFC East. Oh, Brady wouldn't be nothing without if he didn't play in the AFC East. He went to an entire different conference, went on the road, retired Drew Brees, beat Aaron Rodgers in Lambeau, and beat the best quarterback in the NFL by pundits in his first season in the middle of a pandemic. And the Patriots are the ones that made him, by the way. So this is a vindication from Patriots fans that anyone who's ever said that they called him a system quarterback, this was his moment to prove that he was the system. And another thing, people are saying Patriots fans shouldn't be talking. Let me just ask y'all a question. Oh, by the way, you don't know what it feels like to have a quarterback for 20 years, have the success that he had, and then leave. I'm gonna give you the perfect example. Everyone here probably watched Michael Jordan in his prime, right? Were you Bulls fans? No, we were Michael Jordan fans. So how does rooting for a quarterback that took your franchise to 9 Super Bowls and win 6, how is that a bandwagon fan? We were rooting for Brady. You don't see no Buccaneers gear in my background. I will never buy a Tampa Bay Buc. This was about Brady. This was the most satisfying Super Bowl win outside of the Patriots winning that I can ever just imagine, that Tom Brady finally killed what should have been a Chiefs dynasty to rubble. To absolute rubble. And that's all I got to say, man. Thank you, Tom Brady. You listen, the Patriots don't got 7 rings, but I do, because I called my shot and I told you this entire season that Tom Brady was going to win a Super Bowl in Tampa Bay. Through the entire postseason run, I said it, he was going to do it. And every single one of you peasants in that comment section doubted it. All of you talk crap about the king. If you come at the king, you best not miss, and you missed. And you will never be able to get this Super Bowl back, Michael. It's over with.
Damn.
Your turn.
Well, Mike, it sounds like you should want to have a response from that.
Yeah, I kind of do, kind of don't. I mean, at the end of the day, man, we just didn't play. We didn't show up, and we didn't play a good game. I will say that Patrick Mahomes is the only one that looked like he wanted to win. The entire team gave up on him. His receivers were dropping passes. We had like 5 or 6 drops. He was pressured the most out of any quarterback in any Super Bowl of all time. Tom Brady was pressured the least in any Super Bowl that he's played. I mean, dude, the guy was under pressure all night. He didn't have his best game. I'm not saying that he played his best game, but the people that are blaming Mahomes for this loss, they don't know what they're talking about. Because at the end of the day, you can't really do anything when your offensive line gives up. But I mean, it is what it is, man. We just lost. There was some poor officiating, but we didn't put up a touchdown, so we lost. But I think that we'll be back sometime in the near future because you mentioned the Legion of Boom. You mentioned the greatest show on turf and all those things. They collapsed from the inside. The Legion of Boom, well, A, they were a much older team, and B, they had Earl Thomas and them boys. They kind of just collapsed from the inside. If you want to blame anybody, blame Pete Carroll for running the ball. That's kind of what started the whole downfall of them. I mean, I think that this is a loss, and this hurts me to say, we were too cocky. We were way too cocky. And I'm not saying this is a fan base. I'm saying this is a team. This kind of reminded me a little bit of that. I want to say the Panthers team in 2015. I think they went 14-2 as well. Nobody could beat them. And they kind of let it get up to their heads, and they just didn't play a great game in the Super Bowl, and they lost. And I think that you can play that game 8 out of 10 times or 9 out of 10 times, and the Chiefs take it. But they didn't play their best on that night, and the Bucs did. And I would actually go as far to say that Todd Bowles is the MVP of that game.
For
he
sure.
did what no other defensive coordinator has ever done before.
For sure.
And that's pulled Mahomes to or that offense to under a touchdown. Bill Belichick couldn't even do that. But dude, that defense, I can't even begin to explain what they did. Not only was it the cover 2, but it was their linebackers. Their linebackers stepped up. We couldn't stop Devin White and what was their other linebacker? Levante David. Monsters all night. And when you put it all together and our receivers dropping passes, the offensive line, their defense playing exceptionally well. Leonard Fournette was way more of a threat than I thought he was going to be. We just didn't get it done, man. At the end of the day, it's I understand what it's like to lose a Super Bowl now. I don't like the feeling. But I was able to take this loss easier because we did win it last year. I kind of felt like at least we accomplished our goal last year. This one obviously still stings, but I was able to get over a little bit easier because of that.
Yeah, well, hey, listen, this game was definitely not necessarily what I expected. I did pick the Bucs to win. A lot of it had to do with the fact that I was just really upset with that tweet that Pat Mahomes sent out with the yawning emoji after he beat the Bills, and he caused me to root for Tom Brady, which fucking blew my mind. But let's go around the table, and let's start off with TD. What do you think about that game, man? And so I know you expected it to be like that.
Yeah, I expected it to be like that. I told y'all that 2 weeks ago on the stream. Did I not?
He did, but you did, to your credit, you did. You also had the Bills beating us by 40, though. So let's put that in there.
No. That's because I hate the Bills more than I dislike y'all. Okay? But I called this exactly the way it went down. Straight up. Now, let me repeat that. Now, before I go into it, Master at Works never know nothing about what he talking about, but for the first time, he gave a soliloquy that made sense. Good job, Master at Works. I give you that one. But anyway, somebody asked me what was the occasion for pouring up a drink. Because Patrick Mahomes made Tua look better than him.
Oh, my God.
That's what the occasion was. Let's start that number one.
Let's make the playoffs. Why do we do that?
It's my turn. You say you was coming to eat crow if y'all lost. It's my turn. So let's get this straight. 2 weeks ago, I said they are about to embarrass Patrick Mahomes because this defense has what it takes to run man-to-man, bump and run, put pressure on the quarterback, and have the safeties protect over the top. And what did everybody do? The TD don't make no sense. Who's gonna stop Mahomes? Who's gonna stop Kelce? Who's gonna stop Tyreek Hill? I said they're gonna get shut down. And I said the reason why nobody in this NFL ever put their hands on them receivers, but this defense will. Just like Buffalo, that's the only thing is both teams are 2-1. You put your hands on them in the first 5 yards. You have safety help over the top and you pressure the quarterback, they trash. They do nothing. The Patriots taught us that 2 years ago in the 2019 AFC Championship game. The only problem is, even though they still won, the only problem was they didn't do it in the second half. And that's what teams do to y'all. Y'all, they play around with it for a little bit, then they just stop. And then, well, TD, you can't do it the whole game. The Bucs did. The Bucs did it the whole game. And they didn't flinch. And that's why we talk about these trash defensive coordinators in this league be scared to let these guys go man to man and man up. If you get beat, you get beat, but let them go play football. 90% of this league scared to play defense like that. And y'all ran into a defense that finally wanted it, and you got it. Patrick Mahomes need to give some of that money back to the team, and they need to go ahead and get a kicker a raise because he the only one was worth something on the field. The kicker, the one that need to make $50 million a year. You mean to tell me y'all $50 million a year guy can't get in the end zone one time after having 50 possessions? That's trash. I don't care. Well, 2 offensive linemen were out. Well, guess what? Patrick Mahomes' salary cap hit is about to rise. Oh, it's going to be a lot of deficits on that team. So I don't want to hear, it's only because the 2 offensive linemen were out. Well, get used to missing something because as soon as that salary hit, you're going to be missing something. Something ain't going to be as good on that roster. So when you sit here and say, it just makes me realize, we're going to be all right. We'll be there plenty more times in the future. Good luck. Make sure to trade that help. That was your chance right there. That was your chance right there to go ahead and start that dynasty. You blew it. Everybody's going to bail because they want that money. You don't even know how you're going to get your books in order now. The Chiefs don't even know how they're going to get they books under the salary. You're negative in the salary cap now. Don't even know how you're going to get your books in order. Not even thinking about it, just thinking about Patty Mahomes. But why was Patty Mahomes not successful? Them wide receivers did what they do every single game. Y'all one of the most drop teams. No. Michael, tell me I'm wrong. You're one of the most drop teams. You have one of the most drop rates in the NFL.
I don't think
the problem is your receivers drop the ball a lot in games, but they also make a whole bunch of big plays in games. And you know what the problem is with quarterbacks like Mahomes and Josh Allen? When they flush you out the pocket, you cut off half of the field. When I went back and I watched the film, Patty Mahomes had some guys open, but when he rolled right, he cut off that open guy on the left. When he rolled left, he cut off that open guy on the right. And that was defensively schemed that way. Wherever you were loaded on receivers, they went ahead and sent the pressure from so you could roll the other way. That was the little tricky scheme by Todd Bowles that nobody's noticing. Wherever your bunt set or primary receivers were, they sent the blitz from that side so that Mahomes would roll out of the pocket the opposite way against his receivers. That's why he had limited options every time he rolled out. And also he didn't have the 50 million seconds to throw the ball that he always had. Any quarterback in this NFL is going to be looking like Patrick Mahomes if they got 50 million seconds to throw the ball. I mean, you got Trash Allen looking like Patrick Mahomes this year because he had 50 million seconds to throw the ball. Like I said, I called it. Mahomes was going to get embarrassed. Man-to-man, bump and run, send pressure. He going to look like trash. Y'all laughed at me. Who's laughing now? Shots up.
Damn. Well, Richie, that's going to be tough to follow there. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have that much to say, but I mean, this was a great Super Bowl just because, if a coach deserves an MVP award, it's definitely Todd Bowles. I know Tom Brady is the reason the Tampa Bay Buccaneers went there, but Todd Bowles' game plan was absolutely masterful. As a Jets fan that watched him coach my team for 4 years straight, I always thought that he was a brilliant, and I mean brilliant defensive mind. He just doesn't have the ability to be a head coach, in my opinion. Well, at least on the New York Jets, I think he's going to get another opportunity somewhere else, and I hope he succeeds because he's just a genuine guy. But Todd Bowles' defensive game plan on the Kansas City Chiefs was absolutely masterful. And the one thing that Patrick Mahomes looked like, all of a sudden, I'm like, wait, is Patrick Mahomes playing on the Jets? Like, what's going on here? Is Mahomes running for his life every single second? That's crazy. It looks like Sam Darnold the past 3 years. But seriously, I mean, I do think the Kansas City Chiefs will be back eventually, maybe not next year or the year after that. I understand that cap hell is going to be a lot of things they're going to have to worry about, which is going to be crazy. But I genuinely still believe that they're going to be a good team in the future. So that's my opinion. But overall in this game, again, Todd Bowles' defense, I was watching it and just being in awe. I'm like, wow. And they weren't even giving Todd Bowles a lot of credit. They didn't show him on the sidelines until the third quarter. I was like, yo, where the hell is my guy Todd Bowles? They're showing the Chiefs defensive coordinator when he was doing absolutely terrible. They're not even showing my guy Todd Bowles. I'm like, yo, this is the reason why. I mean, you let Patrick Mahomes not even get into the end zone once. That is absolutely ridiculous. Tom Brady, I mean, I am just blown away by him. It's refreshing as a Jets fan because I can finally look at Tom Brady and respect him in a way and kind of be like, wow, I mean, I'm just in awe of his greatness. I always was in awe of his greatness, but it was a saltiness to me where I'm like, I hate you. Like genuinely, like my whole time I grew up as a young Jets fan, Tom Brady was always there to punch me in the mouth, even though I experienced the Jets defeating Tom Brady in Foxborough in the playoffs, which was absolutely amazing. And but that's really the only demise I've ever experienced from Tom Brady. So I've always had a pure hatred for Tom. This is the first time I saw him win a Super Bowl, and he really just solidified. Obviously, he was the GOAT going into this, but this just like wrote it in history, like in a stone. Like there's no possible way. And I also thought that this was Patrick Mahomes' opportunity to, if he really wanted to become anywhere close to becoming the greatest of all time, he needed to win this game. If he lost, it's over. If he won and beat Tom Brady and he has two rings,
he's in the conversation. If he won, he would be in the conversation. And I said this pregame. He would be in the conversation, man.
That's what I said going into it. And I really thought that he had an opportunity to do it. Now that he lost, it's unfortunate for Patty Mahomes, but it's never going to happen. And also, I don't think Tua would ever be half of as good as Patrick Mahomes in his career.
He was better than him
hold on. If Tua is so good, why are you trying to get Deshaun Watson?
He was better than him last Sunday. Y'all need to try to get Deshaun Watson after Sunday. You talking about Tua. I mean, y'all listen, the man didn't get in the end zone after having 15 possessions. He didn't get in the end zone once.
Worse than Rex Grossman.
No, let me tell you something. You're going to sit there and talk about he was the only one out there looking like he wanted to play. First of all, let's get something straight. He threw freaking 5 picks that should have been picked off that wasn't picked. Like he wasn't even looking, bro. He like turning around, doing a 360, just throwing it in the air. And people are like, oh, look at the amazing throw. He's the golden child. And you know what? He's going to take y'all down. He's going to be just like Russell Wilson. A good, because I ain't knocking Patrick Mahomes in all honesty. He's a great quarterback. But here's what you got to understand. He's going to be y'all demise because that contract is going to do y'all just like Russell Wilson, like Master at Work said earlier. You get your little Super Bowl and get to the dance on that little rookie deal, and all of a sudden, you won't do nothing but exit in the first round every year after that. That's what Patrick Mahomes is about to be. And you don't have to believe it, but over time, watch it. And you're going to sit, well, they need to do, you're going to be in that purgatory. We need to do this. Well, we need to make the team better like that. No, the real issue is how much money he's making. Over 20% of the salary cap, 22 if I'm not mistaken. Quarterbacks traditionally make 12 to 13% of the salary cap, and that is buku money. This man is about to make 22%. Trust me, the talent around him won't be better. Ask Brady.
All right.
Oh, Dan, don't hurt because you come into that situation right now too. Josh Allen is making $900. Well, he's about to be not $900. He's about to be a $6 million, $7 million cap hit. After that, you're gonna have to worry about it too.
And so we'll get into that. I do not think that Brandon Beane is the type of guy that's going to extend Josh Allen this early. I really don't even see this being like in the conversation until next year when we have a little bit more room, like right in cap. But before we start discussing potential offseason moves, like what our teams like need to do, I just sort of want to give like a brief take on the Super Bowl. Like I expected the Bucs to win, but I didn't expect them to win like that. Like that first 7, like coming from a Bills fan, just seeing that type of pressure that they were able to put on an NFL offensive line. Maybe it has to do with the fact that our defensive line could not get through like a practice squad offensive line like during this entire time. Like that front 7 was absolutely insane.
To be fair, we had Fisher, the left guard or the left tackle. He kind of held things together, and he got injured in that game. That was kind of.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, but like I mean, say that you were to tell me that the Chiefs would not reach the end zone once before the Super Bowl, that I definitely would have taken a bet on that. I was like, you would be completely fucking insane if you did believe that. But it was great. It was great. It was also very enjoyable, and so to see Tom Brady like absolutely blasted. Like during his Super Bowl parade. Good for him. Good for him. Good for him.
He's right behind him.
And fuck those kale milkshakes, man. He's like, nah, I'm getting lit tonight. I don't even care.
Florida man. It's crazy. I've never seen him that happy at a parade before. Had a lot to do with the weather as well. And, you know. And by the way, if we're going to give Todd Bowles the Super Bowl MVP, even though it says most valuable player, not coach, then does he deserve the general manager of the year? Because who did he throw to in the Super Bowl? Gronkowski twice. Gronkowski wouldn't have been a Buccaneer if it wasn't for Brady. Antonio Brown touchdown. He wouldn't have been a Buccaneer without Tom Brady. Leonard Fournette ran into him for a touchdown. He specifically said he wouldn't have went to the Buccaneers if it wasn't for Tom Brady. So does he deserve GM of the year?
No, I was just saying that because Todd Bowles' game plan, I was just giving him a lot of credit, man.
No, I know. Listen, Todd Bowles gets all the credit in the world, but let's not act like Tom Brady isn't the reason why they won this Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
Oh, man. All right. Yeah, well, hey, Mike, listen, I know that you said that you didn't want to stay on for the whole thing. Right before we move on to AFC East talk, do you have any closing remarks?
Wasn't a good game. We didn't play our best. I still think we'll be back there, though. Got somebody in the AFC's got to beat us. Maybe it's Buffalo. Maybe it won't be the Dolphins or the Patriots or the Jets anytime soon. Sorry, Richie, but
Patriots will be back.
Salah's coming. Don't you worry.
We'll see. Got to beat us first, so I'll be interested to see.
Done, Michael. You're done. First round.
I'll see you in the AFC Championship in 2024, baby.
I'll see you there. All right. Peace.
Richie buying tickets.
And so the AFC Championship in 2024 is basically just going to be Patrick Mahomes and just guys that they pay $10 to come and just play for a game. They're legitimately not going to be able to afford anybody.
We're drafting Arch Manning in 2026.
Arch Manning? Oh, my God. All right. So, now let's just go ahead and transfer over to the AFC East. This offseason is coming around. The actual league season, I believe, begins first week of March for the 2021 season, where they can start releasing players. They can fix some cap space, sign guys, whatever, however you wish. But what I think starting off this conversation would be what do you think is your biggest need, and what is a dream free agent pickup, and what is a dream draft pick for all of you? Starting with Rich.
Including trades?
Trades, yeah, dude. You are the hypothetical GM. Enlighten us.
Yeah, so many reports. Okay, first of all, there's a lot of stuff surrounding the New York Jets right now when it comes to trade rumors. A lot of teams actually just came out today. The Colts, the Washington football team, and the Colts, Washington football team, and I can't remember the third, but 3 teams called the Jets about Sam Darnold and asking about his availability. So the Jets have a huge decision to make, and it's the quarterback position. That's obviously, if you don't have your quarterback in place, like you three, the Patriots don't yet, but you guys know Josh Allen's your guy. The Dolphins, they think Tua is their guy, but there's speculations if they want to go get Deshaun or not. The Jets right now, it's a big question mark. Are we going to keep Sam Darnold and try to revive his career with the new coaching staff? Or are we going to trade Sam? And which is really crazy about this is Adam Schefter's reporting that Sam's value could be a late first-round pick, which would be incredible. And are we going to move on from Sam, trade him for a late first, and then draft a quarterback at number 2? Or are we going to get Deshaun Watson? The biggest reporter for the Houston Texans, his name's John McClain. He is very in tune with Houston, and he said on podcast yesterday and today that he's talking about the whole Deshaun Watson rumors, and he keeps saying the Houston Texans are not going to trade him. They're very reluctant. And he said, without anyone even asking him, he said himself, if Deshaun Watson gets traded, it's going to be the New York Jets because they're the only people that has enough ammunition and that Houston feels comfortable with. And that tells me right there, if the Jets are smart, they need to go all in on Deshaun Watson because they have the ammunition to acquire him and they have the ammunition to build around him at the same time, especially if Sam Darnold's worth is somehow a late first-round pick. So there's a lot surrounding the New York Jets. We have the second most cap space in the league. That number is going to go up after all the cuts. We have a lot of holes all over the place. We need a true edge presence. We need a cornerback. We need playmakers. We need interior offensive line. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be done. Marcus May needs to be re-signed because he's a pending free agent. He's our best defender in the secondary. So I just think the biggest thing, to answer your question, is definitely the quarterback spot. And if the Houston Texans are going to be moving him, then the New York Jets need to be very, very aggressive because they have the ammunition to get it done. And it's very rare for a guy like that to come in to become available via trade. His cap hit this year is going to be only $10 million, so we can still get him and build around him. And we're not going to be getting charged until next year. So if I'm the New York Jets, I'm not hanging up the phone with whatever the guy's name is, Casario over in Houston.
Interesting. TD, what you got, man? You're the GM.
I'm the GM. I'm going to try to make a quick little splash, and I'm actually exploring the option of Ravens offensive tackle Orlando Brown in a trade. I'm trying to bring him in, try to go ahead and get that out of the way before free agency and the draft. Especially since he's not a big cap hit next year. You can go ahead and structure his deal early to spread it out more, team-friendly deal. That's what I would do as far as free agent trade wise. In the draft, we have the number 3 pick, we got the number 18 pick. We got a lot of assets. Listen, I want to finish our O-line and be done with it. Penei Sewell at number 3. If we make any pick at number 3, we need to go ahead and secure Penei Sewell. And finish off the O-line and be done and have all the best protection in the AFC East. And then if we don't want to go Penei Sewell, we're trading out to move down to possibly 8, 9, 10, one of those teams, and going ahead and picking up one of the top wide receivers. So that's what we're doing as a GM in Miami with the top picks starting out.
And so no big splash moves in free agency? And so there's a hell of a lot of good running backs. There's a hell of a lot of good receivers that are free agents.
Yeah, free agency, we got a plethora, man, of running backs. We got 3 options. I mean, you got Jones, you got Fournette, if they can't afford them. I mean, we just have options. That's the thing. When we say no big splash in free agency, the good thing with the Miami Dolphins as of right now, we're around somewhere like $37 million. But once all the cuts and stuff are made, I'm estimating between around 45. And if we don't keep Wilson, it can get as high as 55. But I want to keep Wilson. So I'm saying 45 million. We got money. We got draft picks. Man, we can bring in 3-4 really good free agents if we want and still have the money for the draft. And I'm talking about high quality free agents. So the problem is I can't name any individual person because we have the option for the top 3 of any position almost that we need.
Very nice. What you got, Tyson?
The first thing I'm doing is I'm firing Bill Belichick as the GM of this franchise. What I just saw this year, Brady winning, man, it's obvious that he needs to be fired as a GM. I don't have a problem with Belichick, the coach. He's the greatest coach of all time. But man, he put our franchise freaking generations back because now we have a perception problem. The perception used to be that Belichick can just put anybody in and things are going to succeed. Now the perception around the league is it was Brady after all, that he can't, you know what I mean? I understand we were in the middle of a pandemic and but it's the perception of the players. Belichick's getting a lot of heat and deservedly so. We got to get a quarterback. I know it sounds cliche, man, but you have to have a quarterback to win. I'm hearing rumblings about they might bring Cam Newton back. They might go with Jarrett Stidham. I'm just like, I swear to God, I will boycott this team if they do some dumb shit like that. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable to go into another year with no quarterback. You got the 3rd most cap space in the league. You got a plethora of quarterbacks you can get in the draft. Mac Jones is my favorite right now. He definitely beat out the 15th pick. There's even articles written about Belichick's was going to go on some type of revenge and try to get Russell Wilson or Deshaun Watson, and I'm just gonna say, with what capital do you have? We don't have we are so in the void of talent. There's no talent on this team. You can't listen. I understand that the perception is, you can win without talent. That's because they had Tom Brady. You can win without talent if you got Tom Brady as your quarterback. Or he's been able to mask the shit stain of draft picks and just crappy receivers for years now. And TD mentioned that did you know that Tom Brady only amounted to mostly 12% of the salary cap? Like that's crazy to me. That's why they were able to fill a lot of holes, because Tom Brady took a pay cut. You can't do that no more. What quarterback is going to take a pay cut to come here? Listen, Stafford already said the one place don't send me to is New England. That says a lot about out of all the teams that he could have been traded to, he said, "Don't send me to New England." Like
Why
you know
did he
how
say
bad
that,
that is? A
Why
franchise
did he say that?
that's won 6 Super Bowls with a coach like Bill Belichick, he doesn't even want to play for you. Like that just says everything. The players, and then the Patriots had the audacity. I can't even talk, bro. They had an audacity to put out a fucking hype video about we're the Patriots. This is what we do. Matthew Slater talking in the background, showing shots of Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick about why you would want to play here. They're damage controlling right now because of Brady. Like, they should be ashamed of what they let happen. And I can't wait till Bill Belichick's ass gets on that first press conference about the draft or about free agency, and they ask him the simple question, did you watch the Super Bowl, Bill? Were you rooting for Tom, Bill? Why did you let him go again, Bill? Why didn't you hug him enough, Bill? Why didn't you it's disgusting what they've done to Tom Brady, and they deserve every bit of criticism. Now, what are they going to do? I listen to a lot of sports radio. I listen to a lot of journalists of what their opinions are, what Belichick might do. They got to go all out. Like, Bill Belichick can't retire. Right now, he can't retire. He can't afford to retire because, like, what are we talking about as far as his legacy goes if he ends up leaving? He has to win now. There's no excuse. You have a high draft pick. You have the cap space. There's a plethora of free agencies. There's a lot of quarterbacks that Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson, Aaron Rodgers. Like, there's so many different things you can go to. If you start this season, I swear to God, Belichick, if you start this fucking season with Cam Newton or Jarrett Stidham at quarterback, I'm boycotting. And I swear to God, because that's asinine to me. Like, how could you do that after what you just saw from Cam Newton? And if you do bring a quarterback in here, who's he going to throw the ball to? You don't have any talent. Gilmore's most likely on. You have no talent on the offensive side of the ball. Your offensive line is the best thing that you have. You have no receivers, no tight ends. Your secondary is old. Your linebackers are old. Most of them opted out due to COVID. Who knows what they're going to do? You have no pass rush. This team has no talent. And you know why? Because since 2014, the Patriots have drafted like absolute shit. And the only reason why it hasn't been at the forefront is because of Tom Brady was masking the entire offense because of that. They haven't drafted a skill position since Rob Gronkowski. Like, that should tell you all you need to know, man. That's all I got to say.
Isn't Stidham the next Brady?
Shut up.
Yo, and so Tyson, why do you think that Stafford didn't want to go?
Yeah.
And so what are your thoughts? Like, why was he like, nah, not the Pats? Is he there?
I'm sorry, I froze up, bro. What did you say?
No, yeah. I said, why do you think that Stafford is just like not the Pats? Like, from your perspective.
I'm sorry, bro. I got to restart, bro. Everything's freezing up on me, man. Go to somebody else.
Yeah, man. All right, so I'll go ahead and I'll just go back. So I mean, this offseason with the Bills guys, I mean, like, you've seen in some spurts of my most recent video of like what I'm looking for. Number one, I don't want us to extend Josh Allen this year. I love the guy. I really, really do, but we simply don't have enough cap space for it to happen. So many people are like, well, hey, man, what if he balls next year? And what if he does even better? He's going to be more expensive. That's a risk that I think that I'm willing to take because we right now are sitting at about $1.5 million in cap room. If we make all the cuts that I think we're going to make, we're going to be closer to around 31. And believe it or not, that's going to go relatively fast. Okay. I really, really want to re-sign Matt Milano. I really want to. He's going to be expensive though. He's going to be like $13 million. So say that a team can beat us, he's most likely going to walk out. As far as free agent pickups are concerned, this is all really relying on who we draft and what we pick up in free agency, right? So, I mean, say, for example, that we can come to a deal with a Chris Carson from Seattle. I think that he is a tremendous back. I think that we can afford him. We're not going to have to pay him like astronomical money, like whatever team signs Aaron Jones is going to pay. And so I think with his pass catching abilities and his overall ability to be able to run the ball, he would be a tremendous fit. But I mean, say, for example, that we don't go that route. in the draft, so many Bills fans, they give me shit for this. And so many people that claim they're like, oh, no, dude, you never draft a running back in the first round. If you have an opportunity with Najee Harris or Travis Etienne, you take them. You take them. If they are there, especially with a team that struggled running the ball, I mean, that was in my opinion, our biggest weakness. Hence why we lost the AFC Championship, because we're predictable. We just throw the ball. We need somebody that doesn't necessarily need to be a sort of an offensive controlling type running back going in, but we need somebody that's at least somewhat of a threat that teams need to prepare for, that don't just need to sit in the film room and just perfect an entire secondary scheme against us. We need someone that can run the ball. So whether or not that's Etienne, Najee Harris, or say that we can get Chris Carson on this team, then those are the three names that I would be looking for when it comes to the running back position. And say that Matt Milano walks, say that he does, then we probably need to look at the linebacker position as well. So, I mean, this is going to be interesting. Luckily, the core of our talent is coming back. We're only missing a couple of people. We're going to let a lot of Bills players that were on this team this year are going to be gone, but luckily they're more like role players rather than like actual the heart and soul of our team. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting.
What was your question, Dan? Now that I can hear you.
Yeah. I said, why do you think Stafford didn't want to go to the Patriots?
Matt Patricia.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
And you know what's even worse?
What's that?
There's rumblings about that when Belichick leaves, that Matt Patricia is going to take over. Oh my God! Lord help me! Lord help me if Matt Patricia is our coach.
Matt Patricia, baby.
Damn.
He's the guy. Well, hey guys, since this is the last one, I mean, we might as well go on ahead and just go around the table and say who's winning the division next year. So let's start off with the obvious. TD. Who's winning the division?
Dolphins are. Are you kidding me? You already know the Dolphins are winning the division.
What happened? Who's going to win the division?
The Dolphins.
Yeah. Next year.
The New York Jets will win the division in 2021.
Let's go. I knew TD had it in him.
Woo!
Wait, Dan. I forgot. I was sipping on something, Dan.
Oh my God.
Why you at? Listen.
This question's like, go ahead.
Dan, what's understood does not have to be explained, bro. I mean, everybody knows. Listen, everybody knows that the Dolphins going to win the division. At the end of the day, the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
Like, think about it. Y'all think the Buffalo Bills are that much far ahead of us? Like, literally, we're like 2 seasons behind on a rebuild, but we're already up there biting at your neck.
All right.
Hey, man, if we end up having enough time, I did want to give an honest assessment of all y'all teams if we do have time.
I would love to hear your take.
Oh God, we got to hear.
And you know what, TD? Like,
I said, an honest one, Master at work.
How shit the Bills are. All right. And so, we'll just do a quick question real fast, and then that's actually a good idea. We'll just do TD's honest assessment of each and every single one of our teams. We already know what it's going to be, but this is for entertainment purposes. All right. Better question than who's going to win. Richie, okay? What do the Jets need to do next year for you to be satisfied with their season? What's their record? What are you satisfied? What's the end goal?
I think for the New York Jets' sake, with a brand new head coach and Robert Saleh, I just want to feel like there's a culture being changed. And that C word culture has been thrown around through Jets fans for so long, and we've always been waiting for that culture moment. And I feel like now is the time. Our GM handpicked this guy and Robert Saleh, and I just want to feel like that this organization is going the right way, and we have a head coach that, first of all, is not going to be calling plays on defense. He's going to be coaching the entire team. He hired a defensive coordinator to call the plays. So this guy's not going to be a one-sided defensive coach. He's a true CEO type of guy. And what I want to see from my coaching staff is, because we're scarred from Adam Gase. So as Jets fans, for what I want to see and for this year to be success is that after the year 2021 is all wrapped up, I'm not expecting playoffs. I'm expecting competitive football going toe-to-toe with good teams. I want to upset a good team, and I want to feel like that we're going in the right direction where, okay, we're building a foundation. We have a young core building within the organization, and it's going to take a couple more years in order to get the boat sailing. I'm not expecting us to win the division next year by any means. You never know what could happen, obviously, but I just want to come out of this year and say, wow, that's our head coach for the future. Like, we nailed the hire. The worst case scenario would be, Jets fans are calling for Salah's head at the end. Fire Salah. Like, that would be the worst case scenario, obviously. So I just want to be, after the season's wrapped up, 7 plus wins, 8 wins if I'm really wanted to stretch it, because I don't want to oversell it, because I don't know what the hell my team's going to look like right now. This would be a better question after free agency and the draft is over, because I don't even know who the hell my quarterback is. But to answer your question, not to be redundant, but I just want to, after the year's done, I trust that Robert Saleh is the right coach to bring us to the Super Bowl in the future.
Okay. Sit. TD. And so what record are you satisfied with next year? What would you be disappointed with less?
We have a 17-game season this year, right?
Yeah.
Do we?
Yeah. Wow, yeah. And this year's going to be an extra game. It's going to be an extra game.
Honestly, I mean, I wouldn't listen. I'm not settling for anything less than 20-0. At the end of the day, we just got to take care of business like we know we can. No, I'm actually scared on that, bro. I don't want to, regress this year. I'm putting us at 11-6. That's my true assessment right now. I just don't want to regress. I don't want to go under 10. I don't want to go backwards. This would be Tua. If we keep Tua, this will be his first full season finish, and I don't want to go backwards. That's all I'm saying. So I got us at 11-6, and that's good enough for a wild card this year. Next year, and that can change depending on how well we do in the offseason.
Okay. Tyson, what about you, man?
I just want a quarterback.
So what would you be satisfied with? Huh?
A quarterback.
I
can't predict
You're getting
anything
a little taste
about.
of my whole life on the Jets, man. You're getting a little.
The problem is that we don't even know what the team is going to look like. So for me to predict what our record is going to be and what my expectations are, I can't say it. And I refuse to say it. It's too early. We don't even know. We have all this cap space and we can't do nothing with it until free agency. I need a quarterback. I need a receiver. I need so much stuff, but I need a quarterback. If I know who my quarterback is, I can answer your question. I really don't think that Belichick, after what just transpired, he's going to have another bad season. I just don't. I can't see it happening. Like they won 7 games with that trash heap. Now that's a great coaching performance, but GM wise is the reason why they were 7-9. So Belichick's going to have to make moves in the offseason. As far as my predictions for other teams in this division, the Jets, obviously, I think Richie's right. They need a culture change. I don't think they make the playoffs, but they have to make a step forward in the right direction, meaning they got to win at least 6 games next season, 5 or 6 games. I think that's a successful season for the Jets next season. The Dolphins, they haven't won a division since Dan Marino in 2000. They haven't won a playoff game since 2000. Like the Dolphins, listen, they have to make the playoffs. They have to make a walk. If they don't make the wild card next season, I don't want to hear no more. It was a successful season, and that's exactly what they're gonna do. They're gonna miss the playoffs barely, and they're gonna say, well, at least Tua, he made progression, and next year is the year. Like they keep kicking the can. And I'm going to tell you right now, you better make the playoffs next season. Otherwise, Tua's not your guy. If you can't make the playoffs next season, Tua's not your quarterback. End of story. As far as the Bills go, I think the Bills are going to take a huge step back next season. I'm just going to keep it real. I think this was your ceiling. I think the Bills are going to take a huge step back. I think Josh Allen, he didn't have to deal with any crowd noise on the road. The Bills came out of nowhere, so you ain't surprising nobody next season. Everyone knows what to expect from you guys now, and we need to see what Josh Allen's contract is going to be. You need a running game, and you need a secondary that can keep up with the Chiefs. So, like next season for the Bills, it's Super Bowl appearance or bust. If you don't at least make the Super Bowl next season, it's a failure. So you can go out and win a division next season, even win a couple playoff games next season. But you have to at least make a Super Bowl. I'm not saying win the Super Bowl. I'm saying get there. You have to take the next step, and that goes for every franchise in this room. Everyone has to take a leap. The Dolphins have to make the playoffs. The Jets can't be an absolute dumpster fire and an embarrassment to the AFC East. And the Bills have to make a Super Bowl. And the Patriots have to get a damn quarterback. Like that's pretty much it. Like we just had to get a quarterback. That's pretty much all I got to say, man.
Interesting.
And real quick, I just want to say one thing. If we do get Deshaun Watson, 10-7.
Okay.
You get Deshaun Watson, the Jets are winning the division.
Man, get out of here. They're going to be just like he was in Houston this year because they ain't going to be able to put nothing around him.
Hey. And so, but a 4-victory season, that's better. And
you get Deshaun Watson, he's the best quarterback in the division.
Good point, Dan. I ain't think of it that way.
Right.
It is better. It's an improvement.
To step up. All right.
You got that right.
Yeah. So, as far as the Bills are concerned, I like Tyson just said, I'm not going to be satisfied unless we at least have the Super Bowl appearance. I'm not sure that I could take another Super Bowl loss in my Bills life until we win one first. So, I know that we're going to have our struggles as far as the front office and cap space is concerned. But, just seeing the overall sort of ascension that Bean and Sean McDermott have been able to put together and make our team compete, it seems like that they just improve each and every single year with their moves. They learn from their mistakes. Definitely want to win the division. That's out of the way, and then I want to make the Super Bowl. As far as regular season, I'm saying 14-3. That's going to be my thing. I do think that we're going to see a 1-game improvement. We do have the NFC South, which should probably be pretty
Brady.
Hard. Yeah.
Does he go to Buffalo or does he come to Buffalo or are you playing him in Tampa?
And so it's Tampa. And so I'm probably going to go to that one. Florida games, I will definitely go to one of those. So
Brady's returning to Foxborough.
Yeah. So as far as the Jets, like I said, it's super hard for us to even sort of theorize about this because free agency hasn't happened, the draft hasn't happened, and we all know that there could be some shock moves that could happen within the next month, and this completely changes. But I see each and every single team in this division improving. I really do. I don't see anybody taking a step back. Well, it would be very difficult for the Jets to take a step back. But there's no way. Okay, but
It's possible.
And so I'm really hoping that they do get a quarterback and not Darnold. But we'll see what's going on. I'm seeing them make a 6-7 win year. The Dolphins, I think that they're set to be pretty good this year. I'm not gonna lie. If they can get a solid running back and stick with Tua, then I think that they'll probably see a 1 or 2 game improvement. I see them sliding into the wild card this year. The Pats, I can see, depending on if you guys get a quarterback, as long as
that's
they want
the thing, bro.
Say that. All right.
We want Sam Darnold. I'll take Sam Darnold.
No, I want to root for him wherever he goes, and if he goes to the Patriots, I can't do that.
The Jets. I think Richie, I got a question. Do you think the Jets would refuse a call from Belichick if he inquired about Sam Darnold?
I hope so.
No. I'm asking you. Do you think that they would absolutely refuse?
To be honest with you, knowing Joe Douglas, he answers the phone no matter who calls. And if Bill Belichick offers something that's way more than any of the other teams, then he would definitely consider it. Will he pull the trigger?
Okay.
I don't know.
Oh, my God. Yeah. And then as far as the Pats, say that they don't get a quarterback, then I see them finishing in the basement. But say that they do get a pretty solid quarterback, then I see them making an improvement as well. Probably 8, 9, maybe 10 wins going into it. TD, all right, the moment you've been waiting for, buddy. And you're honest assessment of every team.
I'm actually gonna be honest, okay?
Okay.
I troll y'all. For all the fans watching, I troll all these guys every week because I hate your team. And I'm going to continue doing that. But this is a true, honest assessment from me, my true football analysis on your teams. The Jets, I'm scared for them because they still do have some veterans on the team. And I think that with the right head coach, if he's the right guy, you all need to clear house. You need to get rid of all of those veterans and go through a season just like we went through, where we struggled for the first 9 games, then you saw the coach actually bringing the team together to win games at the end of the season. That was us 2 years ago. We had a good coming on at the end of the season. And then this year we made our biggest progress with a whole new roster.
Which veterans are you referring to? I'm just curious because we don't really have a lot.
Well, not a lot, but there's still some on the team.
We traded them all away for like 6-round picks. Like we're very young. That's why we're second in the league in cap space. We don't have anybody returning.
That means y'all already started the process the right way. Then any other veterans, they have to go. Let your new coach pick his guys, and don't let it be a build from using old players. Let him build what he wants to build. I have no idea how you guys are going to turn out, because next season you shouldn't have any expectations. It should just be about developing talent and trying to bring the right mix of guys in and understanding who you're going to keep and who you're going to let go. So Jets, anything where you see that your coach is developing young talent is what you need to be focused on next year, not even a record. Even if you won 1 game, that's not what's important. Like you said, Richie, you just want to see competition and competing and certain players flourishing under this coaching style. That's my take on the Jets, all right?
I agree.
Patriots, I think the Patriots are the scariest team in the division next season, because I know we always say things about Tom Brady was the reason. Now, let's be honest here. Tom Brady went to a situation that was better than almost any year he had in New England, maybe arguably except one. So, but it's still him and his greatness that won the Super Bowl. Belichick had to deal with a whole bunch of guys who held out, with some of his best players who held out. A lot of those guys may return next year, and on top of that, he has some of the most cap space in the league. They're going to come back to being a competitive team, and really making it hard for the Dolphins, Buffalo, and the Jets and other teams in this league. I think that they go through a state of a lot of 7 and 9s and 9 and 8s and stuff going forward until they figure out certain positions. But I think that they're the guy that's the team that can beat you any given week going forward, because Belichick, it's unfair to grade him off of last year. Next year is what you grade Belichick on. Guys back from COVID, he spent the money. Now let's see. That's what you grade Belichick on. I'm not with that grading him this year. That's unfair. Half his team and all good players opted out. So that's my take on the Patriots. Buffalo, you did something right. You took a scrub and you made him a great quarterback. Okay? You took a scrub.
What did you just say?
The Ciroc's hitting him, guys. It's hitting him hard.
I had to take a shot, Richie. Listen, you took a scrub and you made him a great quarterback. That's it. I've never taken that from Josh Allen. He is a great quarterback. And why? Because he has an arm. He makes good passes. He takes what the defense gives him. Just like what happened to Mahomes this week, I feel like Josh Allen would have struggled in the same situation, but that's any quarterback. That's just the only theory that I have. That's why you can't put as much merit on a quarterback like people do. But you did turn a guy into a great quarterback, and that's the starting point, as long as you can control the salary. But here's the issue. The bigger issue in Buffalo isn't the running game. You need to go invest in the defensive line before you even worry about the running game, because on offense, you can still sustain even without the running game. You have to go get a D-line that can put pressure on teams. If you had a D-line this year, you would be in the Super Bowl versus the Bucs. And I am here to tell you, you would be more evenly matched. You would have been more evenly matched. Your secondary would even be better if you had a D-line. You got to focus on the pass rush. All this running back stuff, bro, I'm telling you, focus on the pass rush first. That's more important in Buffalo. But I will say this. When you said you don't have the money to pay Josh Allen right now, Dan, you're not paying him now. You're giving him the contract now, but your owner has to be willing to give him a larger signing bonus to get a lot of that money out of the way now. Because you give him the signing bonus now, a big one, it doesn't take a cap hit this year. All signing bonus is spread out for the rest of the years. But you can give him a larger portion now. He's going to get a giant deal right there with Mahomes. You guys will fail if you wait till next season to worry about giving him a $50 million deal and try to put talent around him going forward. I am telling you, and this isn't me hating, it is a recipe for disaster. You have to give him a large signing bonus now. Let that spread out for not 5 years, but 6 years. Because that's the benefit of signing the new deal on the third year. That's why they did it with Mahomes. You can use the extra years to spread it out. Instead of like $100 million 4-year deal, instead of paying $25 a year, now it's $100 million, really a 6-year deal because you gave them a signing bonus up front. That's how you can sustain the cap space. But if they wait, that's your downfall. They cannot wait to give him his money. They need to be able to spread it out over 5 or 6 years instead of whatever the contract they're trying to do. But you got to focus on the D-line. It's not the running back position, because even if you got a running back, you're still going to throw the ball more than you run. Look at what Josh Allen has become. You're going to throw the ball more than you run. I'm willing to even tell you you're going to digress Josh Allen if you have a good running game, because you're going to rely on him to throw it on potential seconds and third more than 3 downs. He is deadly throwing on 3 downs, and if you limit that to 1 or 2 downs, you're going to punt the ball a few more times every single game. So that is my true assessment of the AFC East. Whether y'all think I'm hating or not, that's what I truly feel. But your teams are still trash. Josh Allen is still trash. Patriots mess their work. You never know what you're talking about. And Richie, I felt bad for you all season, so I ain't talk trash, but you're going to start being relevant. So your team trash too.
I'm ready to talk trash. I felt left out, man.
I love it.
And another thing before we end this off, we're officially a defensive division with the head coaching hire of Robert Saleh. So
always,
let's see it.
It's interesting. Yeah, guys. So right before we wrap this up, let's just go around the table since this is the last one for a while. Let's just go around the table and let everyone know what our plans are for videos during the off season. Starting off with you, Rich.
Yeah, so I actually just posted my first round mock draft for every single pick in the first round, including the Patriots, Bills, and Dolphins. It's over on my other YouTube channel, Touchdown Kingdom. I actually finally hit 1,000 subscribers over there. It's my NFL YouTube channel, so put a lot of work into that. Appreciate it. And just shout out to everybody in the chat. I see a lot of you guys showing me some love. I see all the love. I really appreciate it. All Dolphins fans, Patriots fans, Bills fans, you guys do show me a lot of love, and it means a lot to me. I know why you guys respect me, because the Jets suck and you haven't seen the other side of me. But hopefully when the Jets start winning, you guys still have that love within you for Richie. So again, thank you so much for having me on, Dan. Excited for the future, and hopefully next time we're on here, the Jets made a big splash.
Look at that. Look at that. TD, what's good, man? What you got?
TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans, man. We're 1 season in, completed for AFC East Roundtable, man. It was a blast this season. I mean, I had more fun than anything. I think all of our channels, took off and were just amazing this year, just from the camaraderie. And I want to thank all you guys for even being open to this. Me and Dan started some conversations with Master at Works, and then Richie came aboard, and then we rolled out and we did this thing, man. And I think this is a hit, and next season is going to be even bigger and better, man. I don't think we could have had a better group working together, man. So shout out to all 3 of you guys' channel. I appreciate you guys, man. It means a lot with the TD Fans Talk family. And once again, all 3 of your teams are still trash.
Hell yeah. All right, Tyson. And so what you got going on this offseason for videos?
So until free agency starts, at least I'm going to troll the absolute living hell out of Chiefs fans. My channel's pretty much my channel is pretty much Brady porn. And you know what I'm saying? Like that's my quarterback. But until the Patriots do anything, and I can't get anything out of Bill Belichick. I can't read this dude. Nobody knows what the hell we're doing. So I'm not even going to imagine speculating, because he ain't never going to do what I want. But yeah, I just want to say I want to thank everyone, man, for tuning in to the AFC East Roundtable. I think a lot of people's perceptions about me personally have changed, especially from people that actually watch the show. I'm a troll. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a troll. That's what I do. I'm a professional troll that gets paid to troll. Man. But at the end of the day, I am a content creator, video editor. Like I just love this show, man. And I'm just happy that, like I said, all of our channels grew exponentially with this show. Like I'm literally almost at 10,000 subs. You know, I was at beginning. I think at the beginning of the roundtable, I was like maybe 4,000 subs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like I said, man, this show has a lot to do with the success of my channel and the fact you can see what other fan bases, like you're saying, like you're just not all in the like, well, I'm a Bills fan. I just want to see Bills content. It gives everyone a chance to see what other fan bases within the division and other content creators, what they talk about within their own circle. So I'm happy about that. And like I said, man, shout out to the AFC East Roundtable. One more NFL meme time to go. That's the Super Bowl. Yeah, man. Like I said, hopefully we'll be back during all after free agency and probably one more after the draft, and that's it. So yeah, man, I appreciate everyone for watching.
When does the meme drop?
Huh?
When does it drop?
When does what drop? Meme time?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm dropping it tomorrow.
All right. And Dan, whenever you give your closing, can you talk about Josh Allen's 21 dropped interceptions? I don't know how we forgot about that, but
I just want to say one quick thing. I just want to say one quick thing before we end it off again. I just want to say thank you, I think, to Master at Work, because you're the one that really recruited me to this. I remember it was so last minute. I was working with my buddy on his business. It was a Wednesday morning, and I get a DM from a guy named Master at Work, and he's like, yo, you trying to join the AFC East Roundtable? And I was like, no idea what you're talking about. And like, I've never done a live stream on my channel before this. Like my Jets Media channel just got monetized literally 2 months before that. And I've never done live streams. I only do videos. And they're like, yo, hop on tonight, Wednesday night, 9:00. We're going to go live. And I'm like, okay. And you guys took a shot with me to represent the New York Jets. I just want to say I'm very thankful to be part of this because it's really helped me out and it's helped everybody out. And I'm just very thankful. So I just want to say thank you guys for choosing me to represent the New York Jets.
We needed a young fan to endure the Jets' pain. Like we can't have an old fan up here dying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's exactly what we did. But yeah, Dumb Mafia. As far as my channel was concerned, like after the Super Bowl, like I just took a break. Like I fucking needed a break, like for like just like a week and a half of like not putting out content at all. But I'm back now. I'm good. I'm probably going to be focusing a lot of my content on free agency right up until the draft, because like I really don't like doing draft videos because I have no idea what our needs are until free agency is over. So I'll probably just be focusing on that, like a sort of a bunch of sort of these hypothetical videos, what if. So definitely check those out. But I mean, as far as the AFC East Roundtable guys, like I mean, we have had such a great response from it. Like we all blew up this year, which is insane. And I mean, I'm expecting next year, like literally at the rate we're going, each and every single episode is going to have like thousands of live viewers. And I'm really looking forward to that for not only us to grow, but the audience to grow as well. Yeah. Hell yeah. But yeah, guys, honestly, once again, all 3 of their channel links are in my description. Go give them a follow just in case you ever want to sort of get their own perspective from their team during the offseason. It's always good to hear that from an opposite viewpoint than your own biased one. But yeah, guys, once again, thank you for tuning in to the first season of the AFC East Roundtable. And we will be back for season in about a month. All right. Deuces, guys. Go Bills.
Peace.
What's up?
Take flight.